Introduction: Local SEO is often overlooked in general SEO guidelines, yet it is critical for companies with actual locations. We hope that after this blog, you will rethink not doing local SEO. In this post, we'll go through exactly what local SEO is, how it works, and how your company or customers may profit from it. Let's get this party started. What is local SEO? First things first, what is local SEO? Increasing search exposure for companies that service their communities face-to-face is the goal of local SEO. These may be physical places, such as a grocery store or a dentist's office, or service area companies, such as an electrician or a home cleaning service, that operate across a certain geographic region. This covers everything from claiming a business listing to ensuring a franchise location shows up in a Google local search, a process known as location data or citation management. It also includes monitoring online ratings and reviews, as well as local-focused social media interaction. When did local SEO start? Local SEO has been around from 2003 to 2005, depending on whatever search engine you were using. Google didn't have such a stranglehold on the internet search monopoly back then. On the other hand, local search was restricted for a long time since everyone back then used a desktop or laptop computer to access the internet. Local SEO didn't take off until the late 2000s and early 2010s, when the first smartphones were widely accessible. Users used to search from their PCs and laptops, but now they search on their phones. As smartphones became more common, searches like Italian restaurant near me or hairdresser near me became more common. You don't have to enter near me or your location anymore to receive map pack results. Google uses a variety of ranking factors to decide which companies are shown to users. The most significant elements, in general, are relevance. This refers to how closely a company's product or service fits the user's inquiry. Consider a Google search for dog groomer. Because pet salons are the most relevant, you'd receive results for them rather than barber shops or human hair salons. Prominence. This characteristic is also known as reputability. When deciding local search results, Google considers how established and trustworthy your company is. Part of this is due to brand awareness. Well-known restaurants, hotels, and museums do better. That doesn't imply that your company has to be well-known. Internet reviews and ratings can help local SEO. Proximity. How far away is the company in question? Simply stated, the physical distance between your company and the user, as determined by Google's data on their location, influences how high it will rank. You'll receive a list of local pizza parlors if you search for pizza, not one in another state. Why is local SEO important? Once upon a time, everyone had a handy phone book on hand. They would rummage through the back of the book for local companies and choose the best one. You'd best make it into the phone book if you wanted your company to thrive back then. This is no longer the situation now. Phone books are almost extinct, and studies indicate that most consumers utilize internet searches to locate local companies. 97% of consumers learn more about a local business via the internet than from other sources. In other words, whether your company succeeds or fails today is determined by your ability to have a strong internet presence. This is made easier with the assistance of local SEO. When consumers search for a related product or service, effective local SEO involves bringing your company to the top of the search results so that people see you first. How does local SEO work? Local SEO functions similarly to regular Google search on a high level. When someone searches, Google searches its database to get the most relevant results. Google's keyword phrases my professional profile, Google's presence, my company's listing, keywords that have been used in online reviews, sentiment at that location, the number of check-ins. That company's star rating on Google Maps, social media shares. How to increase local SEO using G. Smaller companies that function on a regional scale rather than a large national scale need the help of local SEO. Local SEO emphasizes appearing on SERPs, whereas national SEO emphasizes ranking searches throughout the country. This approach involves targeting local leads and consumers with your goods, services, and brand. Because the approach is more appropriate to your local clientele, optimizing your local SEO implies more leads, website traffic, and conversions. You may consider this approach to compete more successfully against bigger national companies with unlimited budgets. You can negate the advantage of larger companies that regularly optimize for more keywords and depend on brand awareness, instead of value propositions, to attract visitors by concentrating on particular local SEO must-haves. Moreover, research carried out in 2017 says that 35% of all search traffic is local. It means your company may be missing out on major traffic if you don't do something about local SEO. You must first establish a Google My Company (GMB) listing for your business to appear in the map pack. The easiest method to do this is to optimize your website for SERPs and establish and optimize your Google My Business listing to appear in the local map pack results. You can also obtain a listing for your company on Bing Places or Apple Maps. Still, these are easier to set up than Google My Business, which has a greater degree of sophistication and more personalization options. As a result, we'll show you how to create a Google My Business listing for your actual address. 1. Type in the name of your company. To begin, go to the Google My Business creation page and enter your company's name. It will indicate whether you wish to claim an existing company name. Create a new one if you don't have one. Remember just to enter your company's name. Don't attempt to over-optimize it by stuffing it with keywords. This will almost always result in a penalty. 2. Decide on a category. On Google My Company, your business description can only have one category. As a result, you must ensure that your chosen option is the greatest match for your company. We suggest concentrating on who you are rather than what you do when choosing a category. It's simple to choose a category that describes your restaurant, but choosing a category that represents a yoga class or a pet grooming store is more difficult. It will auto-complete the category as you start entering in the box, making it simpler. If you still have concerns, we recommend that you look into your major rivals. What category do they fall into? It should be similar for you. 3. Fill up your company's address. This stage should be simple if you just have one location where clients may be served. However, there are times when adding an address is more difficult. If you're unsure what to enter as your address, use these guidelines. Use your actual office address if you have one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.